Welcome back to Build Your Own. Today we are on Ford.com and we are building and pricing the 2026 Ranger Lariat, which happens to be the sweet spot trim in the Ranger lineup. Before we dive in, if you find this helpful, informative, or entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So Ford gives us 4 models to choose from on the Ranger. You've got the XL starting at $33,350. That's your entry point. Step up to the XLT at $35,375, and you start getting some tech and appearance options. The Lariat comes in at $43,755. That's what we're building today, and we'll get into exactly why in a minute. Then at the top, you've got the Raptor at $57,070, and that's a completely different animal, dedicated performance truck, different engine, different everything. For most people shopping a midsize truck, the Lariat is where the money is well spent. The Ranger gives you 3 engine choices depending on which trim you're on. The base engine is the 2.3-liter EcoBoost, 270 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque, turbocharged, and it's standard on the XL, XLT, and Lariat. That's a capable engine and plenty for most buyers. If you want to step up, the 2.7-liter EcoBoost is available on the XLT and Lariat. That jumps you to 315 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque with a twin-turbo design. That's a meaningful upgrade if you're towing regularly. Then the 3-liter EcoBoost V6 with 405 horsepower is exclusive to the Raptor. All 3 pair with a 10-speed automatic. We'll decide between the 2.3 and the 2.7 when we get to the configurator. Now, Ford wants to make sure you know this truck can go off-road, and it can. The key thing here for the Lariat buyer is the FX4 Off-Road Package. That gets you off-road tuned shocks, an exposed steel bash plate, electronic locking rear differential, all-terrain tires, and terrain control, which is basically a low-speed cruise control for off-road use, hands on the wheel, truck handles the throttle, and braking. That package is available on 4x4 models only, and we'll add it during the build. The Raptor takes off-road to a completely different level with Fox Racing shocks and Watts Link rear suspension, but that's a $57,000 truck. The Lariat with FX4 handles the trails most people actually drive. Towing. The Ranger maxes out at 7,500 pounds with the available trailer tow package, and payload is up to 1,767 pounds. For a midsize truck, that's solid. What's worth noting here is the towing technology Ford includes. You've got Pro Trailer Backup Assist, which lets you steer the trailer just by turning a knob, which is genuinely useful. There's a trailer light check you can run from an app without a second person. Bliss blind spot monitoring covers the length of the trailer, and there's an available trailer brake controller to sync your braking systems. The trailer tow package is a $535 add-on in the configurator, and if towing is part of why you're buying this truck, that package is not optional. On the exterior, Ford gives you 4 appearance packages to choose from: Sport, Chrome, Black, or STX. The Lariat actually comes with the Sport appearance package included, so that's already in your base price. You've got Pro Power on board, available with up to 400 watts of power from in-cab and in-bed outlets, useful if you're on a job site or camping. There's also zone lighting, which illuminates the entire perimeter of the truck, and an available integrated box side step built into the bed. Clean, functional design, the Ranger has come a long way from where it was. Inside, you're seating 5. The Lariat gets you power, heated, ActiveX trim front seats with driver memory, so the truck remembers your position. The rear seats fold completely flat for hauling gear, and there's under-seat storage to keep things tidy. Available is a power moonroof with a power sliding rear window, both open independently. Wireless charging pad, heated steering wheel, available dual-zone electronic climate control, so the driver and passenger can each set their own temperature, and the available Bang & Olufsen audio system, 10 speakers with a subwoofer. That's a legitimately premium interior for a mid-sized truck at this price. Technology on the Ranger runs on Ford's Sync 4A system. You've got an available 12-inch center display and a 12-inch cluster display. The cluster replaces the analog gauges with a fully customizable digital screen right behind the wheel. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are included. Connected navigation keeps your maps working even when you lose cell coverage. Ford Copilot 360 is the driver assist suite that covers pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking, lane keeping, auto high beams, and Bliss blind spot monitoring. The Ford app ties it all together: remote start, lock, unlock, vehicle health, all from your phone. Software updates happen over the air, so the truck gets better without a dealer visit. Quick look at the specs on the Lariat. Standard engine is the 2.3-liter EcoBoost. The 2.7 is available. Available in 4x2 or 4x4. Ground clearance is 9.3 inches, seats 5, max towing 7,500 pounds, bed volume is 43.5 cubic feet. That's a well-rounded number sheet for a mid-sized truck. Okay, with that out of the way, let's use the Ford Build and Price Configurator to build and price a 2026 Ford Ranger Lariat. Alright, so here we are in the configurator, and the first thing we do is choose our model. We've got the same 4 trims we saw on the sales page. XL at $33,350, XLT at $35,875, Lariat at $43,755, and the Raptor at $57,070. You'll notice the XLT and the Lariat both have a black appearance package pre-select option right there. We'll get into packages in a minute, so just keep that in mind. We're going with the Lariat today, and on drive type we're choosing 4x4, not 4x2. 2 reasons. First, the FX4 Off-Road Package we want to add later requires 4x4. You can't get it on a 4x2. Second, if you ever want to sell this truck, 4x4 holds its value better. The price difference up front is worth it on the back end. Alright, Lariat, 4x4, let's start the build. Okay, so here we are. Step 1 in the configurator is to choose our paint colors for our Ranger Lariat with the Super Crew. There are 8 available colors. The color that they are showing by default is Ruby Red Metallic Tinted Clear Coat. It's a $495 option, so the first thing we know right away is not every paint color is just included. Some are going to be extra. What do we have next? There's Desert Sand, $395 option. Velocity Blue Metallic, also a $395 option. Marsh Gray, same deal. Avalanche as well. We've got Shadow Black, which seems to be a free color, so you can get black for free if you want that. There's Oxford White, also no charge. And then Carbonized Gray Metallic, no charge. So they lead in with their premium colors and then show you the free colors after that. I like the Velocity Blue for $395, but I also like the Ruby Red Metallic Tinted Clear Coat, and I think we're going to go with that for $495. Next up is Powertrains, and this is actually an important decision. You've got 2 choices on the Lariat. The 2.3-liter EcoBoost is your standard engine. That's included in the base price. 270 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. Totally capable engine for daily driving, commuting, light hauling. No complaints there. The 2.7-liter EcoBoost is the upgrade. That runs you $2,300 more, and you're jumping to 315 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque with a twin-turbo design. If you're towing anywhere near that 7,500 pound max on a regular basis, or you just want that extra pull when you need it, the 2.7 is worth a serious look. For this build, we're going with the 2.3-liter. Drive type, we already locked in 4x4 in step 1, and you can see that's confirmed right here. And then the axle, the open style rear axle is your standard setup, and that's what's selected. Unless you're doing something very specific, that's the right call for most buyers. Alright, move on. Now we're in packages, and this is where the build gets interesting. Let's start with what's already included in the Lariat, because there are 3 packages bundled in at no extra cost. First is Sirius XM with 360L, that's included. Satellite radio to go. Next is the technology package, and this is a good one. You're getting adaptive cruise control with speed sign recognition, front parking sensors, and a 360-degree camera. On the XLT, that's an add-on. On the Lariat, it's just in there. And then the Sport Appearance package, also included. On the Lariat, that means 18-inch machined aluminum wheels with dark pockets, a chrome center bar with black surround on the grille, and gray painted front fascia and rear bumper. One thing to note, the Sport Box decal that comes with this package is not available when you add the FX4 Off-Road Package on a 4x4, which is exactly what we're doing. So the decal drops off, no big deal, the truck looks better without it anyway. Now the optional packages. The FX4 Off-Road Package is $1,195, and we're adding that. Off-road tuned shocks, steel bash plate, electronic locking rear differential, all-terrain tires, and trail control. 4x4 only, and we've got 4x4, so we're good. Selecting that now. The trailer tow package is $535, 4-pin and 7-pin wiring harness, and a Class 4 trailer hitch receiver. That's your towing foundation, and we're adding it. The convenience package is $570, wireless charging pad, Pro Power on board at 400 watts for your in-cab and in-bed outlets, and LED bed lighting. 3 genuinely useful features, solid value, adding it. The black appearance package that was pre-selected is $895 if you want the blacked out look. Personal preference, we're skipping it today. And the chrome accent package, we're skipping that too. It's just not the right vibe for this truck. Alright, FX4, trailer tow, and convenience package selected. Let's move on. All right, exterior options. There's a lot on this list, so we're going to move through it and grab what makes sense for this build. Wheels. The 18-inch machined aluminum wheels with dark pockets are already included from the Sport Appearance package, so that's done. Note that if you change to the other two wheel options, you will remove the Sport Appearance package. Tires, 255/65 R18 all-terrain are included as well, which is exactly what you want on a truck with the FX4 package. Good to go there, and seemingly the only option. And the power folding and power glass body-colored side mirrors are already included. Now the tonneau cover. You've got a few options here: soft roll-up, soft folding, hard roll-up, and hard folding. We're going with the hard folding at $1,260. Here's why. The hard cover gives you security that a soft cover just can't match, and the folding design means that you can fold it back in sections and still use the full bed when you need it. The hard roll-up is $1,470 if you want that, but the folding is the better value and more versatile in my opinion. Selecting that now. Black running boards at $750, adding those. Practical. Looks great on this truck, and getting in and out of a 4x4 without them can get old fast. Bedliner, and this is worth a quick explanation. You've got two choices here. The Tough Bed spray-in liner is $525. That's a permanent coating bonded directly to the bed. It protects better, it won't move around, and it won't trap moisture underneath. The modular drop-in is $385, removable, but over time it can shift, scratch the bed underneath, and hold moisture against the metal. For a truck you're keeping and using, the spray-in is the right call. We're adding the Tough Bed spray-in. And splash guards and mud flaps front and rear at $130. Easy yes on a 4x4 truck, adding those. Everything else on the list we're leaving alone, so let's move on. Interior, two color choices on the Lariat. You've got ebony, which is the black interior, and sandstone, which is a lighter tan tone. Both look good honestly, but we're going with the ebony today. Black interior on a truck just makes sense to me. It hides wear. It looks sharp, and it ages well. If you prefer the lighter look, the sandstone is right there for you. Seating, the ActiveX trim front bucket seats are included. ActiveX is Ford's synthetic material that looks and feels like leather but holds up better against the elements. Good call for a truck. Now the power sliding rear window is already included, which is a nice touch. We're adding the power moonroof at $985. That pairs with the rear window, so you've got fresh air coming in from both ends of the cabin, so that's worth it. The in-vehicle safe under the rear seat is $520, and we're adding that. If you're carrying valuables or anything else you don't want walking out of your truck, that's peace of mind bolted right into the floor. The center console safe is also available at $330 if you want something more accessible, but the underseat option gives you more room. I would normally select the integrated trailer brake controller because I think it's a requirement, especially if you're towing anything with electric brakes, but since it removes the technology package, I'm going to skip on it for this build. And the B&O sound system by Bang & Olufsen with 10 speakers and a subwoofer is included. That's a legitimate audio system, and Sync 4A with connected navigation is included as well with a 1-year trial. Everything else on the list we're leaving alone. Solid interior. Let's keep moving. Electronic accessories. Quick stop here. There are two options. LED bed lighting kit at $289 and the vehicle security system Ford Perimeter Plus at $255. The LED bed lighting we already picked up in the convenience package, so that's covered. The security system is $255 and we're adding it. You use your factory key fob to arm and disarm it. There is a 2-stage shock sensor on the glass and body panels, and it also includes the basic remote start system, so you can start the truck from up to 300 feet away. Parking lights stay on during remote start so you can see it running from a distance. For $255, that's a no-brainer. Adding it. Exterior accessories, there's a solid list here, but we're keeping it focused. The one we're adding is the rocker panel protection by Husky Liners at $289. That covers the door sill and the entire rocker area under the doors, protects against road debris and scratches, and frankly, on a truck you're actually using, those rocker panels take a beating. Worth every penny. Everything else on the list we're leaving alone. Fender flares, hood protectors, tent racks, none of that fits this build. Moving on. Interior accessories. We're not adding anything here, but there is one thing worth pointing out. Ford offers a portable refrigerator and freezer for $759. It's an 18-quart LED illuminated compartment that works as either a fridge or a freezer, electronic thermostat, energy smart compressor. And remember, we've got the Pro Power onboard 400-watt outlet from the convenience package, so you've got the power source for it right in the truck. If you're camping, overlanding, or just out on a long job, that's a pretty compelling combo. Not adding it today, but worth knowing it's there. Alright, here's the summary. Let's walk through everything we built. Starting with paint, ruby red metallic tinted clear coat at $495. Powertrains, 2.3-liter EcoBoost, 4x4, and electronic locking rear differential axle, all at no additional cost. Those are included. Packages, the Lariat 500A base package, Sirius XM with 360L, technology package, and sport appearance package all come in at $0. FX4 Off-Road Package, $1,195, Convenience Package, $570, and Trailer Tow Package, $535. Exterior wheels, all-terrain tires, power folding mirrors, and Pro Power onboard all included. Then our ad, hard folding tonneau cover at $1,260, black running boards $750, tough bed spray and liner $525, and mud flaps $130. Interior, ebony color, ActiveX seats, power sliding rear window, B&O sound system, and Sync 4A with connected navigation all included. Our ads, power moonroof $985, and the under-seat safe at $520. Accessories, vehicle security system with remote start $255, and Husky liner rocker panel protection $289. Now the numbers. Base MRP on the Lariat is $47,255. Options add $6,965. Accessories add $544. And destination charges, which is what Ford charges to ship the truck from the factory to the dealer, that's $1,895. That brings the total MSRP to $56,659. Ford also shows an estimated net price of $56,659 and a monthly payment of $1,010 based on $5,666 down, a 60-month term, and 7% APR. Now I want to be clear about what these numbers mean and don't mean. The MSRP is the manufacturer's suggested retail price. It's a starting point for the conversation with the dealer, not what you're actually going to pay. Depending on the market, the time of year, and available incentives, you could pay more than this or less than this. The monthly payment Ford shows is an estimate based on their assumptions. Your rate, your down payment, and your trade-in value will all change that number. This is the configured price. What you negotiate at the dealer is a different conversation entirely. And that's the 2026 Ford Ranger Lariat, fully built and priced. Before I let you go, if you're actually shopping for a vehicle right now, I want to make sure you don't walk into a dealership without the right tools. First thing I want you to do, go grab my free No Regret Car Checklist. It's completely free. It's used by over 1,200 car buyers, and it will cut your research time in half. Most people spend 14 hours researching their next car and still feel unsure. This checklist gives you a clear 3-step framework so you know exactly what you need, what to ignore, and which cars actually make your shortlist. Link is in the description. Enter your email and it comes straight to you. Second, if you're serious about not getting taken at the dealership, you need the Car Buyer's Playbook. It's $9.99, 12 chapters covering how dealers actually make money, word-for-word negotiation scripts, how to get pre-approved so the finance office has no power over you, and a day-to-day action plan from research to keys in hand. My clients save an average of $3,800. The book costs $10. The math is pretty hard to argue with. Link is in the description right below the checklist. If you found this build helpful, like the video, drop a comment, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you then.